introducing the first model of the Lexus lineup, the Lexus LS400. It was more reliable than its competitors, especially BMW, and it was considered the gold standard of luxury cars for the time. That's cool and all, but what does that mean in today's time? Well, you could have it this way, that way, or even keep it the way it is. By the end of this video, I know you'll want one because I'm going to go over exactly why you should buy one of these legendary luxury cars, and wait for the end because I'll go over its common issues. Let's get started. It all started in 1983. Toyota chairman I.G. Toyota started the F1 project, the so-called F project, or also called the flagship #1 vehicle project, with a heart set to develop a world-class luxury sedan for the international market. There was no budget, nor did it have a time frame for completion. Using all unique parts to assemble this gem, it cost nearly $1 billion converted in US money. Toyota set forth a venture to test the quality of their 450 vehicle prototypes and 900 engine prototypes in the winter climate, arid desert in Arizona, Australia, and Saudi Arabia. In '85, the exterior models were shown to the management team with a sportier style and was changed to more of an upright, classic design to fit its market. Finally finalizing the design in 1987 with a UCF10 as its chassis code. Debuted in 1989 as a 1990 model at the North American International Show in Detroit, Michigan. Equipped with a 4-liter 1UZ V8 with 250 horsepower with a 0 to 60 in only 8.3 seconds, which was pretty good for the time, and it beat its BMW and Mercedes competition. They had pure intentions to wipe out the BMW 735i and the Mercedes 420 SE W126. The Lexus LS400 had a quieter cabin, higher top speed, weighed less, and it had better gas mileage with its 18 to 23 miles per gallon. The LS400 had basically two series, the Series 1 or MK1, which was a debuted model in 1989, which offered many progressive features like an electric tilt and telescoping steering wheel, SRS airbags, power adjustable seatbelts, electrochromic rearview mirror, electric gauge cluster with unique visual effects, air suspension, a phone if you opted in for one, a premium sound system, and sat 5 passengers. Series 1A or MK2 in 1992, which received nearly 50 revisions, more safety, and refrigerant for the AC that was better for the environment. Series 2 or Mark III in 1994, which received a longer wheelbase, an upgraded engine with 260 horsepower, dual zone climate zone, and it was a bit more aerodynamic. Finally, Series 2A or Mark IV in 1997, which received a 5-speed transmission compared to its 4-speed it previously had. So that means it's faster. And guess what? It received more fast bits with 290 horsepower with a variable timing system, and it increased the miles per gallon to 19 to 25 miles per gallon. And once again, it had more styling updates.
Wow!
The end of the LS400 was in the 2000s because LS released its LS430 in the 2000s. Now, I didn't talk about all the odds and ends because if I did, we would probably be here for a long time. Only pointed out the interesting ones. But the LS400 is quite competitive in even today's standards. For instance, a 2019 Hyundai Elantra has a 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. And the 1998 Lexus LS400 has a 6.3 second 0 to 60 due to its 5-speed transmission. All you must do is upgrade the radio and you will have something nicer, cheaper, and more reliable compared to the Hyundai Elantra. Speaking of its reliability, if you do not know already, this car is known as the million-mile Lexus. That is to the moon and back 2 times. And that is with typical maintenance. Knowing Elon Musk, he is probably already trying to use the 1UZ's engineering to have a car fly to the moon and back. The potential for this car is nearly endless. Like stated before, you could modify this car to meet almost all your needs. If you want to drift it, you can. If you want to get stuck on top of speed bumps, you can. If you want to drag race the car, you can do that too. Or simply keep it stock and allow the miles to stack on top of each other. But let's say you want to modify it. You know, because the 2JZ is becoming way too expensive, and that sounds badass. Badass. The early model was so over-engineered that they started to install weaker rods and pistons over the years. So the early 1UZ is a bit more desired if you want capability and reliability out the box, and that's the pre-95 models. There have been several people slapping turbos on the pre-95 1UZs with stock bottom ends and receiving 800 horsepower. Sure, how long will that last? I don't know, but it has been and is being done. So you can really build your LS400 to be a sleeper. Even post 94, the internals should be able to handle around 500 horsepower. All right, so we talked about the good. Now let's go over the common issues that usually happen with the LS400. And these are the things that you need to look out for. Timing belts should be replaced every 60 to 100,000 miles. You will need to basically take apart the entire front of the engine, and that is part of typical maintenance. While you do that, go ahead and replace the water pump because those commonly fail at high miles as well. The power steering pump commonly leaks on the early cars, and replacing the pump is not very hard to do, or you could simply rebuild it with new gaskets. Either way works. Tranny and engine mounts go out as expected with any high mile car. LCD displays can fail in the mirror and the climate controls. OEM replacements can be expensive, so there are aftermarket parts to fix this issue. Still kind of pricey. And the air suspension is pricey to repair as well. You can fit some stock suspension in if you would rather not pay the pretty bill. The Lexus LS400 is awesome. The 1UZ is awesome. The potential is there, and the price is there as well because you can find them under $3,000 all day. Well, I hope you had a great Christmas and a safe New Year. Let's see how 2021 turns out. I truly have good faith. Guys, if you enjoyed, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to learn more about cars. This is Chris with AutoMotivate. Always respect and appreciate one another. I'll see you next time.